You guys like my spooky babies in the back?
What is that?
Sweet babies. Hey guys, it's Zena, your best friend who loves horror, back in the horror library, ready to talk about Scarecrows. This list was inspired by the made-for-TV horror Dark Night of the Scarecrow from 1981, and I'm ready to share with you guys my top 3 scariest scarecrows in horror. And before we get started, I definitely want to say that we need more murderous scarecrows in our lives. Like seriously, where are all the Scarecrow movies? Where are they? First movie up, I want to talk about Annabelle Creation from 2017. 12 years after the tragic death of their little girl, a doll maker and his wife welcome a nun and several girls from a shuttered orphanage into their home, where they become the target of the doll maker's possessed creation, Annabelle. I love this movie so much, love it, but there is a particular scene that involves a scarecrow, a very creepy scarecrow that its face is so defined. I've never seen a scarecrow like this. And also this scene, it takes place in the daytime, where this girl is attacked in the daytime, but it's still creepy like goals. There's a particular scene where this little girl, she gets locked in a barn, and then there's this scarecrow, the one with the defined face, it's hanging on the wall, and it's just like, well, wait a minute, you know, Zena, what's so scary about that? Well, moments just before the little girl got locked into the barn, that particular scarecrow was just outside, literally moments ago. How did he get in there? As the viewer, we already know what's going to happen, but just seeing it unravel, it's just, it gets to me every single time, because again, this particular scarecrow, the defining of its face, as well as it has like these claw type of monster hands that just emerge from its shredded sleeves, and it has teeth, very sharp teeth. It's just, it's nightmare fuel, but I'm living for it. So the second movie is going to be Scarecrows from 1988. Of course, it has to be like a scarecrow title. Criminals hijack a plane and force the pilot and his daughter to fly them to Mexico. However, an unexpected landing finds them in a cemetery inhabited by killer scarecrows. This is the type of movies that I would love more of. Please and thank you. Based on the title, it doesn't sound what it's actually about. And that's what I love about it. Because I did kind of go in blind. I didn't watch this one as a kid or as a teenager. I recently watched it like a couple of years ago, and I fell in love with it. I love the fact that it has a modest budget, but regardless of it, the scarecrows are actually creepy. And there's a lot of creepy things that's going on in this movie, such as even the way the scarecrows move, obviously the way they look, but even like the cinematography, it's very dark, it's moody, like the atmosphere is just a place that you don't want to be at anyway. It's very uneasy because it's like isolated and people don't know where they are. So then you have these killer scarecrows, like what? That's scary. When it comes to this movie, the scarecrows are the best part of this movie. It is such a blast to watch. Design still to this day, it still looks cool. And keep in mind, I watched this a couple of years ago, so I was still entertained. I didn't watch it when I was a kid. Obviously when it came out, I was like 1, like who knows, I probably did watch it, but who knows? Point is, I still feel like the designs still hold up. The only thing when it comes to this movie, I kind of wish that they would have explained more about these killer scarecrows, because I'm nosy and they're cool and I want to know more about them. And they kind of do a little bit in the beginning, but I want more, okay? More. And the last movie I want to talk about is Kakashi from 2001. This one is based off of the manga of the same name. It follows a woman who's in search of her missing brother. And this search leads her to this isolated village. So this one is a Junji Ito adaptation, but this one, it actually isn't really talked about a lot. For me, I kind of feel like this one's a mixture of The Twilight Zone and Pet Sematary. So hopefully that convinces you to like, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Hopefully. So when it comes to these villagers, they're obsessed with this upcoming festival, and they're also obsessed with scarecrows because the two kind of go together. The moment that this woman steps foot into this village, we already know as the viewer that she shouldn't be there. I mean, I don't know. I would have left a long time ago, but that's just me. If you watch enough Japanese horror movies, you will have like a similar feel to some of the other ones, and you kind of know what to expect. It already has like these unnerving scenes. It has a wild plot, and there are a lot of ghosts. No spoilers, anything like that. I kind of just only wanted to talk about the Scarecrows because the Scarecrows in this one, they really do dress them up as people. Like they had painted on faces and they're wearing wigs. Like they're wearing like actual clothing and not, I mean, I know Scarecrows wear clothing, but clearly they look like shredded rags. Not these Scarecrows. They're like well dressed. There are Scarecrows. There's weird possession things going on and a lot of other spooky stuff that I just could not get enough of. Alright guys, so that's my list of the scariest scarecrows in horror. I'm always on the lookout for scarecrow horror movies. So if you have any recommendations, it could be modern, like scary stories to tell in the dark, or it could be older scarecrow themes horror movies, please let me know. I'm always open to that. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Because I'm nosy and they're cool and I want to know more about them. And they kind of do a little bit in the beginning, but I want more, okay? More. More.